What's up, y'all? AJ Simmons here with another interview for you guys. Today, I have a CBN vet today. He's been with us for a good little while now. Mr. Edwin Beeks. How you doing, Edwin?
Doing all right, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate you taking the time out to talk with us and share some of your knowledge. I look forward to hearing from you. So you already know how we're gonna start it off.
Yes,
Who is
sir.
Edwin Beeks? Tell us about yourself.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Greenville, South Carolina. That's originally where I'm from. I moved here to Raleigh in 2014. I was raised by both of my parents. I got a younger sister, my only sibling. Pretty much, just a easygoing guy, man. Unless it's about, finances or health or business. But I mean, what you see is what you get, man.
I got you. I got you. So what made you want to get into business?
So what made me want to get into business is like I don't know when day one was, everybody says from day one, but from day one, like I knew I always wanted to own something, you know what I mean, or run something, but I didn't know what it would be, had no idea. And I think, it was just, I don't know, a blessing. It was just like, something just came out of the sky. It was just something that just kind of like fell into our lap, like how the cleaning business actually like even got into our mindset.
Right, right. So now you've been able to build your cleaning business and you've been able to do it while having a job. So,
Yep.
like, why do you think you or how have you been able to do it? Because a lot of people swear that it's impossible to build a cleaning business while having a day job. So, how have you been able to do
One word, and I'm gonna kind of like play on that word a little bit, is budget. And before people say like, "Oh, it was the finances," I don't mean like budget as in money. I mean like budget as in your life. Go ahead and work out. So many times we put the budget. Hey, can we pay the bills, the car note, the house note? But did we budget our life and our dreams and our goals in there? You know what I mean? Like, I want to weigh a certain weight. I want to be healthy. I want to be fit. Well, go ahead and make the budget out that you're going to be sore from working out. You're going to maybe get some cramps. You're going to sprain an ankle, this and that. You're going to be hot, cold, stiff, whatever, right? So same thing like with this business. When people get ready to say, I want to start this, go ahead and write down the budget that some days you're going to want to quit yourself, that your workers or people helping you are going to quit on you as well. You know what I mean? I already know that you're going to get, pushback and obstacles from, customers or clients. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead and just write this budget out in your head, in your mind, or even just put it on paper, make it black and white so that when these things happen or these obstacles or that negative talk creeps inside your mind, inside your head, you've already done the budget. So when it
it?
comes time to pay that price, you're ready to pay it.
Absolutely. Just basically mentally prepare yourself for the worst case scenario ahead of time. I love that. All
Exactly.
right. With that day job, how have you been able to go to walkthroughs and stuff? Like, because you obviously you got to get more clients, but before you can get the client, you got to do a walkthrough to actually provide them with the free quote, right? So,
Yeah.
how have you been able to find the time to do the walkthrough?
I say, man, just do it. Just you just have to, just muscle up and get it done. On your lunch breaks. Hey, that little 15 or 30 minute, smoke break you would have took, go try to run and do that. What I would try to do sometimes is like where I worked at on the days that I have to go to work, schedule some walkthroughs or, make all those cold calls or make my targets around that area, either on that same road, the next road over, maybe only one or two exits away from my job so that I'm not going too far and I don't feel like, oh man, I'm trying to run and do this and I might get caught when I get back to work or something, you know what I mean? Things like that. So yeah, just, do it smart or like you say, me, man, I just made it happen. I say, hey, I got to go, even if I had to, come into work earlier sometimes to make up that time or stay late to make up that time, but just figure out whatever system that works for you and your job. You know what I mean? And just execute.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So, basically, it's like if you really want to do it, you'll figure out a way.
Yeah, yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
much it. Absolutely. All right. So, this next question was kind of long, so I'm going to have to read it to you. All
That's
right.
right.
Uh, and I put here, so I said, I see you bought the starter kit back in August 2018.
Mm.
And if that's when you actually started your business, is that when you actually started, when you bought the starter kit course?
We actually started probably some months, before we actually even
Yeah.
got the starter kit before we got it. Yeah.
Okay, so you approach it. So you're around about 2 years now that
Yeah,
you've been
yeah.
in.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, now did you care to share your revenue level so far in that 2 years?
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So like monthly right now we're around like anywhere from the 34 to 3,800 a month, you know. It's not great numbers, you know, but I mean like with the times that we going through and we also me and my wife, we also juggling other things, man. You know what I mean? So like I'm trying to do motivational speaking. I'm a deacon at the church. She does homemade cakes and desserts, you know what I mean? So we not I mean, we hustle and grind, but we not 100%, like all the time on the on commercial cleaning, you know what I mean?
But
So
but
that's
see, that's huge still though, because it's like, who couldn't use an additional $42,000 a year? You know what I mean? In addition to their regular job income, so that's
e-
huge right there, man. So
exactly,
congratulations.
exactly.
Now I gotta ask you this. I'm not even sure if I'm going in order now because you intrigued me when you said that. So
Oh yeah.
are you doing are you doing all of the cleaning yourself, or is it employees? I know your wife's involved too, so I'm gonna ask about her in a minute.
Yeah.
But
Now, this is where we owe a huge thanks to you. I'm telling you, because in the beginning we were doing all the cleaning, and we was making some pretty good money because we bringing it all home. You know what I mean? But we was killing ourselves, man. We both had 9 to 5s. We getting at home at 2, 3 in the morning some nights, man, and trying to get back up and go back to work, man. And then you got supervisors, over your shoulder. I mean, it was getting pretty rough. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But yeah, once we got your online course, man, like and like we was like, oh, duh, had a duh moment. It's like let's run it like a business, run it like the big boys. So then we start to hire people, put a crew together, get an inspector to go, visit those places, and make sure everything's been done at night. We sort of like got back a little of our lives, you know what I mean? So much as to now we can work on the business instead of in the business is as much, you know what I mean? So we got a few crews now though.
that's what's up. That's what's up, man. So with the customers that you were able to get so far, how did you go about getting them?
So a few of them now like actually came, from your cold calling service, the way you set it up. Yeah, that was amazing. Um One of them was word of mouth, and there's some that I have now. They're like townhome or apartment move outs. And so what I did, I joined this and I think most states probably have it, but it's a chapter. Well, it's not a chapter, but it's a networking group called BNI, Business Networking. I forgot what the I stands for,
I
but
know about that.
they have chapters all over, and that's been a huge help, man. Like just networking. Like they say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Same way for us, we ran into you on Facebook, so it's like we got to know you, got to know your business, your company, and that helped us out, with a different like stream of how to filter in leads and stuff.
Wow. So you found me through Facebook and not YouTube?
Yeah, found you through Facebook is the crazy thing. Yeah.
Was it ads or just like somebody shared my stuff or something?
Somebody shared something or whatever, you know what I mean? Because like we were just looking, I mean, when we first started our cleaning company, we just Googling and YouTube and everything to death, how to clean, you know what I mean? I know how to clean my house, but
Right.
you know what I mean? And just keywords, cleaning or floors or something or stripping and waxing. And somebody had, put a video out, about you or whatever. We said, okay, yeah, let's go. And then later on we did go to YouTube and find out your other stuff. We said, oh yeah, we getting this.
Right. That's what's up, man. And that's crazy. And that was just a selfish question for me so I can know about my marketing, right? But
Oh,
it's
it's all
crazy
right.
because I only use Instagram and YouTube to promote really. And so to know that you found me through Facebook and I won't even try, and that's you. So maybe I
Yeah.
should push me on Facebook. But so I know that your wife is involved with business. Shout out to your wife. What's her name?
Kalina.
Shout out to Kalina, right?
Yeah.
So and you guys do the business together. So is there
Hmm.
any advice that you can give to like couples that's thinking about getting started in this business?
Uh, Number one, with each other, man, be honest. We should be doing that anyway. But be honest, definitely when you come to the business, because they say the number one cause to the breakups and everything is money. So just be honest with this. And another thing, like actually lay it out, put it on paper, or make a spreadsheet, whatever. Lay out the hierarchy about which position, be specific about what each other is going to do. You know what I mean? Like that way, you know, even something, if someone's saying, hey boo, hey babe, can you do such and such or whatever, they may take, offense to it, be like, stay in your own lane, you know what I mean? So just make sure, like, the specific job or function that you're going to be doing, make sure like you've laid that out. Like, I'm terrible at training and things like that. My wife has a knack for that. She's in charge of HR, and she loves, keeping up with all the books. So she's in charge of payroll. Like, you know what I mean? But she doesn't want to go out and, knock on 100 doors or make a lot of cold calls or, go meet all these, owners and stuff like that. So like, I'm in charge of, like, face forwarding things like that, like marketing and pushing the business forward and stuff,
Yeah. My wife and I ran our company very similar to that. It's funny because I'm over here trying to hold in my laugh because you said, trying not to say something to the other person on how you can say, like, hey, babe, you missed a spot or something like that. I tell you now, well, when me and my wife used to clean, and if I saw her miss something, I would just shut up and get it for her. I ain't gonna say nothing because I know it'll turn into something. But if she see me miss something, she'll say it. And then that's like, well, wait a minute, I know you ain't talking because you just missed it.
Man, exactly, man. There's a carbon copy of us. I would never bring it up, but she would see me miss a speck or something, and I'm like, you know what?
I'm telling you, man. But she definitely was better at training than I am. And I guess it's because they did that thing where they ain't scared to speak up and tell you, hey, you need to get that right there. So that's good, though, that you can able to work it out. But it's funny with couples, though. But So did you have prior cleaning experience? And then if you didn't, how did you learn how to clean?
So no, actually, I didn't have prior cleaning experience. My wife had a little bit because, she's done condos, like beachfront condos before, things like that. So she had a little bit of, like cleaning experience. But as far as like, like real commercial experience, no, like neither one of us did. So what we did, like I say, a lot of it, even from your online class, or not even so much from the class, but even from the group, that we could fire off questions. Even yourself, I could just say, hey, text you something or try to message you something, see, how do you do this, or what solution or what kind of chemical do you use to do XYZ. Extremely helpful, man. Like, just, it's been a lifesaver at times.
Absolutely. All right, now what has been the hardest part for you so far with running your company?
I would say people are probably going to be your toughest opposition with this. And I say it because, like, honestly, cleaning is like the easy part. You know what I mean? You tell me a floor, a wall, a building or something, okay, get out of my way. I can knock it out, and have it spick and span. You know what I mean? But people, you're dealing with different levels of, and it's not so much, even when you hire someone, everybody wants to know about IQ, but I want to know about EQ, your emotional side, you know what I mean? And that's what you're dealing with a lot of times. The people that, work for you and your customers and clients, you know what I mean? Because they can come in and see the smallest thing on the floor, or maybe one little lint ball still left in a trash container, and they'll say, nothing's been done tonight. It's not clean. You know what I mean? And that's going off emotional. That their intelligence wasn't telling them that. They made a knee-jerk reaction or whatever, and you have to, as an owner, have to say, swallow your pride a little bit and say, okay, what's the problem? You know what I mean? Like, even when I go talk to, a building manager or anybody, even like for a quote or a bid or whatever, I can give them all the cleaning lingo in the world. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean a whole lot to them as much as it may mean to me. I sort of like humanize it. You know what I mean? Like, if I notice, they may sneeze or they may cough, like, hey, I believe that's probably because of these blinds or these shades, or when the last time you've deep shampooed all these carpets in here, that'll take care of that. And I can do that for you. I may not be the cheapest, but I will fix the issue. You see what I'm saying? And when you sort of like reach them on a human level, instead of just saying, yeah, we're going to come here and clean and do that, do all this or whatever,
Right.
like they relate to it a little bit more. You know what I mean? So it's the people is, you know, would have probably be, you know, your biggest obstacle. Yeah.
That's what's up. And you actually ended up giving us a sales tip out of that too. So I
Okay.
appreciate
You
it. All right. So what has been the best part of starting this business?
the best part, honestly, is like what I've become through this journey. You know what I mean? We all want the money. Who don't? You know what I mean? Like we all have at least some sort of like dollar amount that we're chasing or whatever, you know. But it's what it's done for me, like internally. You know, I used to hate to read. You know what I mean? But like now, I'll read. I'll do audio books because it's not so much as like trying to figure out how to be the next biggest, better cleaner. It's try to how to be the biggest best next version of me. You know what I mean? Like my cleaning business will never outgrow me. So I have to always stay in ahead of it. That means learning more, figuring out more, you know, better tips, new ways of doing things, you know, how to run business, just new ways of how to reach more people, you know, especially in this day right now, like what we're going through, you know, the way we probably reached, you know, a previous or a prior client, you know, 4 or 5 months ago won't work the way it will, you know, the way it did back then. So just becoming a better person, man, you know, just overall evolving.
Yeah, and that's huge. And that really just goes back to that point that you were talking about with the emotional growth that you got to go through to do this. And it's just fact. I think that's the best benefit of it too, because it's nothing like having to humble yourself as the CEO of your own company,
Mm-hmm.
but you out there vacuuming. And
Yeah.
then let's just say you clean an account where the customers are actually there. There's not an evening account. And somebody attack you and say, hey, oh, do you mind getting this spot over here?
Woo, man, I've been there.
You know what I mean?
What I really wanted to say.
Right. And so it's so humbling, but it helps you. It really does grow you to have that humility and to be able to not always react so emotional. You know what I mean? And you do get into more reading and self-help. So excellent point by that. So I always ask this towards the end of the interview. I'm going to ask you, what would you say to somebody who's on the sideline thinking about getting started in this business, but they're scared for whatever reason? What advice could you give that person?
I tell them, like, honestly, and it sounds, you know, like everybody always says it sounds a little cliche-ish, you know, but, you know, just to go for it and jump off the deep end. But my biggest thing is, why are you letting, you know, fear or doubt hold you back? You know what I mean? Like, because that's really what it is. You know what I mean? It's not, we'll put the excuse on money, or I have kids, or my spouse don't agree with the idea, or I don't have the time, or I'm already tired. We're going to be tired, busy, kids running around for the rest of our lives. That's going to happen regardless. If you sat in the corner and did nothing the rest of your life, those things are going to happen anyway. So really it comes down to just, you know, I'd say, you know, for me personally, like trusting myself, you know, and if you get granular, you say self-confidence, and that really has nothing to do with anybody else. It's really trusting myself. You know what I mean? To say even something as small as saying, okay, in the morning, I'm going to do 10 push-ups and 10 crunches or whatever, you know what I mean? And if you don't do it, or if you miss it, you know, a little less, you start to trust yourself a little less, because you didn't even do what you said you was gonna do. You know what I mean? But if, you know, little small things, you know, just start with small things and begin to trust yourself more. The more self-confidence you build up, because that's really all it is with people, you know, getting off the fence and trying to start it themselves or whatever. It's just going ahead and doing what you said you was going to do anyway. You know what I mean? Don't let, you know, fear, because whatever, you know, what's stronger than fear is hope. You know what I mean? So like the fact that you've jumped off the deep end, or, you know, took that leap, is that you have hope that this thing will work or whatever. You know what I mean? You have faith that it'll work. So I think that's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? Just have that belief, you know, have that faith that it'll work, because honestly, I think that's the only thing that really holds people back, you know, from doing it.
That's facts, man. I appreciate that. at the end of all of this hard work, all of this building, what would you like for your legacy to be?
Mm. You know what? I would like for my legacy to be that, the end game would be, I either taught or put into business at least 100,000 people. You know what I mean? Like that's one thing that I really, want to do is motivate people, show them that they can do this, that it's really out here for them. Because whatever you chasing is literally chasing you. You know what I mean? You just haven't opened your eyes to the opportunities. You know what I mean? If you walking around thinking things are bad, this is crazy, this won't happen, it's too expensive, that's what your eyesight, the RAS, reticular activating system, that's what this little mini computer inside your head is looking for. Is looking for things to show you that it's out of reach, you can't have it, it's too much work, you don't have enough time. But if you say I can do this, or this will happen for me, you'll start to see those things. And it's very minuscule, man. You know what I mean? It's like, so I don't even want to rip the sheet off them. I just want to slide the cover down their, off their eyes a little bit and show them that they can have it, man, that they can do it. But just for people, man, to see that, that I was a hard worker, man, that I was a man of my word, and that I'd help anybody. If I had the means and if I could, I knew what I was doing, I would help anybody. That's really what the end game is for me.
That's what's up, man. How can we follow that journey? I know you do public speaking now as well. So how can somebody follow your journey, and how can they get in contact with you if they did want to reach out to you for speaking engagement?
Oh yeah, definitely. So I'm on Facebook. It's just like literally my name, Edwin Beeks. And also Instagram. It's Mr. Inspire. So it's MrInspyre. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Mr. Edwin Beeks, y'all. If y'all want to be like Edwin and get off that sideline and start your cleaning business, go to cleanbiznetwork.com or just click the link in the description of this video or in the comments of this video somewhere. All right. But get started, take action. Mr. Edwin Beeks, I truly do appreciate you, man, and taking the time out and talk to us today.
I appreciate you, man. This was a big honor. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.